The morning was cold and gray, reflecting Anna's state of mind as she walked through the hospital. The white walls, smelling of disinfectant, heightened the feeling of discomfort and sadness. She couldn't shake off the thought of Maria's request, her older sister and best friend, who was about to leave her forever. Maria, always so strong and determined, now seemed a shadow of herself, lying in that hospital bed with pale skin and closed eyes. When she finally opened her eyes, a weak but intense light shone in her gaze. Anna held her hand, trying to convey some comfort and strength. "Sis, I need you to promise me something," said Maria, her voice weak and broken. "Promise that you will take care of João." Anna felt a lump form in her throat. João was Maria's husband, and they always had a happy and loving marriage. "Of course, Maria, I will always take care of him," Anna replied, trying to keep her voice steady. Maria squeezed Anna's hand harder than she expected. "No, Anna, I want you to marry him." The request hit Anna's heart like a bomb. She instinctively pulled her hand back, eyes wide with shock. "What? What do you mean, Maria? Are you asking me to marry João?" Maria took a deep breath, fighting against the pain and weakness. "Yes, Anna. I know it's strange and hard to understand, but I love you both and don't want you to be alone. João needs someone to love and take care of him, and I can't think of anyone better than you." Anna felt tears running down her face. She didn't know what to say. Maria's request was so unexpected, so out of the ordinary, that she could barely process it. I don't know, Maria. This is a lot to ask." Maria smiled, a weak but loving smile. "Just think about it, Anna. Promise you will think." Anna nodded, unable to speak. She held Maria's hand until her eyes closed again and her breathing calmed. She left the hospital feeling lost, with a heavy heart and a mind full of doubts. That night, Anna could hardly sleep. Maria's words echoed in her mind, mixing with memories of the happy moments they had spent together. She knew the decision she would make would change their lives forever, and the responsibility weighed on her shoulders. The next day, Anna visited João. He was sitting on the living room couch, his face marked by sadness and fatigue. When he saw Anna, he tried to smile, but the smile didn't reach his eyes. "How is she?" he asked, his voice low and full of pain. Anna sat next to him, holding his hand firmly. "She's resting, but João," she made a request. João frowned, looking at Anna with curiosity. "What kind of request?" Anna took a deep breath, trying to find the right words. "She wants us to be together. She wants me to marry you." João was silent for a long time, absorbing Anna's words. Finally, he sighed and squeezed her hand. "I don't know what to say, Anna. It's a lot to process." Anna nodded. "I know. I'm confused too and don't know what to think. But I promised her I would consider it. We just need time to understand all this." Thus began Anna and João's journey, a journey of pain, love, and discoveries as they navigated the turbulent waters of their emotions and faced the challenges that came their way. The streets of Lisbon, with their iconic trams, silently witnessed every step they took, as Anna and João tried to find a new path amid the chaos of their lives. The morning was cold and gray, reflecting Anna's state of mind as she walked through the hospital. The white walls, smelling of disinfectant, heightened the feeling of discomfort and sadness. She couldn't shake off the thought of Maria's request, her older sister and best friend who was about to leave her forever. Maria, always so strong and determined, now seemed a shadow of herself, lying in that hospital bed with pale skin and closed eyes. When she finally opened her eyes, a weak but intense light shone in her gaze. Anna held her hand, trying to convey some comfort and strength. "Sis, I need you to promise me something," said Maria, her voice weak and broken. "Promise that you will take care of João." Anna felt a lump form in her throat. João was Maria's husband, and they always had a happy and loving marriage. "Of course, Maria. I will always take care of him," Anna replied, trying to keep her voice steady. Maria squeezed Anna's hand harder than she expected. No, Anna, I want you to marry him. The request hit Anna's heart like a bomb. She instinctively pulled her hand back, eyes wide with shock. What? What do you mean, Maria? Are you asking me to marry João? Maria took a deep breath, fighting against the pain and weakness. Yes, Anna. I know it's strange and hard to understand, but I love you both and don't want you to be alone. João needs someone to love and take care of him, and I can't think of anyone better than you. Anna felt tears running down her face. She didn't know what to say. Maria's request was so unexpected, so out of the ordinary, that she could barely process it. I don't know, Maria. This is a lot to ask. Maria smiled, a weak but loving smile. Just think about it, Anna. Promise you will think. Anna nodded, unable to speak. She held Maria's hand until her eyes closed again and her breathing calmed. She left the hospital feeling lost, with a heavy heart and a mind full of doubts. That night, Anna could hardly sleep. Maria's words echoed in her mind, mixing with memories of the happy moments they had spent together. She knew the decision she would make would change their lives forever, and the responsibility weighed on her shoulders. The next day, Anna visited João. He was sitting on the living room couch, his face marked by sadness and fatigue. When he saw Anna, he tried to smile, but the smile didn't reach his eyes. "How is she?" he asked, his voice low and full of pain. Anna sat next to him, holding his hand firmly. "She's resting, but João, she made a request." João frowned, looking at Anna with curiosity. "What kind of request?" Anna took a deep breath, trying to find the right words. "She wants us to be together. She wants me to marry you." João was silent for a long time, absorbing Anna's words. Finally, he sighed and squeezed her hand. "I don't know what to say, Anna. It's a lot to process." Anna nodded. "I know. I'm confused too and don't know what to think, but I promised her I would consider it. We just need time to understand all this." Thus began Anna and João's journey. A journey of pain, love, and discoveries as they navigated the turbulent waters of their emotions and faced the challenges that came their way. The streets of Lisbon, with their iconic trams, silently witnessed every step they took as Anna and João tried to find a new path amid the chaos of their lives. The sunny days in Lisbon seemed to bring a new energy to Anna and João. The early autumn was painting the trees with vibrant colors, and the trams continued their steady rhythm through the city, echoing the beat of the hearts trying to move forward. For Anna and João, each meeting was an opportunity to get to know each other better while keeping Maria's memory alive. On a particularly pleasant afternoon, Anna invited João to visit her mother's house. "She kept some of Maria's things that you might want to see," Anna said, trying to hide her anxiety. Her mother's house had always been a place of comfort for her and Maria, and she hoped João would find some peace there too. When they arrived, they were greeted by the familiar aroma of chamomile tea that Anna's mother always made. "Anna, João, please come in," the lady said with a welcoming smile. "It's good to see you together." Sitting in the living room, they began to flip through photo albums and explore boxes full of memories. Each object, each photo, seemed to tell a story about Maria, bringing a feeling of closeness and tenderness. The tears finally fell, and Anna felt a mix of pain and comfort. "She always knew how to take care of us, even now," she said, holding the letter to her chest. João moved closer, wrapping her in a comforting embrace. "We will honor her memory, Anna, and we will find our way together." In the following days, Anna and João continued to share stories about Maria, each revealing a new facet of who she was. One night, while walking along the banks of the Tagus River, João remembered a trip they had taken together. "Remember that time we went to Sintra and Maria decided we were going to explore every corner of the Pina Palace? It was raining and we ended up soaked, but she was so happy." Anna laughed, remembering the adventure. Yes, and she insisted on taking pictures at every tourist spot, even in the rain. I think I never saw anyone so excited about a rainy day outing. These conversations not only brought Maria's vibrant presence to life, but also helped Anna and João strengthen their bond. Each shared memory was like a brick in the construction of a new relationship, based on mutual respect and love, and the deep admiration they both felt for Maria. One evening, sitting on João's couch, they flipped through a recipe book that Maria used to use. She loved making these desserts, João said, pointing to a recipe for pastel de nata. Maybe we should try making them together. Anna smiled, feeling grateful for these moments. Let's do it. Let's keep her traditions alive. With each step they took, Anna and João found new ways to celebrate Maria's life while building a new life together. The stories and memories of Maria were not just recollections of the past, but the foundations of a future beginning to take shape before them, full of hope and possibilities. Anna and João, united by memories of Maria, began to realize that something new was blossoming between them. The shared moments, the laughter, the tears, all contributed to strengthening a bond that went beyond simple friendship. However, the path they were treading together was not without challenges. One morning, while Anna was preparing coffee, João arrived with a smile on his face. "Good morning, Anna. I thought we could go to the market together today. There's a special autumn fair that Maria loved to visit." Anna agreed, feeling excited. "That sounds like a great idea, João. Let's have fun." The fair was full of life, with colorful stalls selling fruits, vegetables, crafts, and homemade sweets. As they walked, they encountered several acquaintances who, upon seeing the couple together, exchanged glances and whispers. Anna tried to ignore it, but she felt the weight of the judging looks on them. "Did you notice how people are looking at us?" she asked João while they were picking apples. João sighed. "Yes, I noticed. But we can't let that get to us, Anna. People will talk no matter what we do." Anna knew he was right, but it was hard not to be affected by the comments and looks. After the fair, they decided to have lunch at a nearby cafe. There, they met Julia, an old family friend, who approached them with a hesitant smile. "Anna, João, what a surprise to see you together," said Julia, with a tone that suggested more than what was being said. "Hi, Julia. Yes, we are trying to move forward together," Anna replied, trying to stay calm. Julia nodded, but her expression showed concern. "I understand. I just hope you are doing this for the right reasons." Anna felt the tension grow. "We are, Julia, and we appreciate your concern." The conversation was short, but the impact of Julia's words stayed with Anna for the rest of the day. She knew that many friends and family members were questioning their motivations and the sudden closeness with João. It was a difficult burden to bear, but she found comfort in João's presence and the certainty that they were trying to honor Maria's memory in the best way possible. That evening, while they were sitting in the living room, Anna finally opened up. "João, I don't know if I can handle all these looks and judgments. It feels like we are always under scrutiny." João held her hand, his eyes full of understanding. "Anna, I know it's hard, but we need to remember why we are doing this. We are together because we found comfort and love in each other. Maria brought us together, and we have to trust in that." Anna nodded, feeling a bit stronger. "You're right. Let's focus on what really matters." The next day, they decided to visit João's mother, Dona Teresa. She had always been an important figure in João and Maria's lives, and Anna knew it would be a difficult meeting. When they arrived, they were greeted with a warm hug, but Anna noticed the concern in Dona Teresa's eyes. "João, Anna, I'm so happy to see you," said Dona Teresa, guiding them to the living room. "But I need to be honest. I'm worried about this situation. Maria was like a daughter to me, and seeing you together, it's hard to understand." João sat beside his mother, holding her hand. "Mom, I know it's hard, but Maria asked this of us. She wanted us to take care of each other, and that's what we've started to do." Dona Teresa looked at Anna, her eyes filled with tears. Anna, I always considered you part of the family, but I need time to accept this. Anna felt a wave of empathy for Donna Teresa. I understand, Donna Teresa, and I'm willing to give you all the time you need. I just ask that you trust us. The meeting with Donna Teresa was an important step for Anna and João. They knew they would have to face many more of these moments, but with each challenge overcome, they felt closer and stronger together. In the following days, they began planning small trips and activities that Maria always wanted to do, but never had the chance. Each new plan was a way to honor her memory and build new memories together. As they walked through the streets of Lisbon, often boarding the trams that Maria loved so much, Anna and João found new ways to connect and face the challenges that arose. The doubts and judgments of others were still present, but the growing strength of love and understanding between them was stronger. Even amid the questioning and judging looks, Anna and João continued their journey, confident that they were on the right path. The future was still uncertain, but they were determined to face it together, one day at a time, honoring Maria and building a new beginning. The days were getting shorter and the nights colder in Lisbon. Autumn was advancing, bringing with it a sense of nostalgia that seemed to match the mood of Anna and João. They had managed to find a rhythm in their new life together, but the shadows of the past were about to emerge, complicating the journey they had begun. One Saturday morning, while having coffee in João's small kitchen, the phone rang. João answered, and Anna saw his expression quickly change from relaxed to serious. He murmured a few words of agreement before hanging up. "Who was it?" Anna asked, concerned. João sighed, rubbing his face with his hands. "It was an old friend of Maria's, Paulo. He wants to meet me to talk about something important." Anna felt a chill. Paulo was someone Maria mentioned occasionally, but Anna never knew much about him. "Do you know what it's about?" João shook his head. "I'm not sure, but it sounded urgent." They arranged to meet Paulo that afternoon at a cafe in downtown Lisbon. When they arrived, Paulo was already there, looking anxious. He stood up to greet them, but there was tension in the air. "Thank you for coming," Paulo said, gesturing for them to sit. "I needed to talk to you about something Maria told me before she passed away." Anna and João exchanged apprehensive looks. "What was it, Paulo?" João asked, his voice laden with concern. Paulo took a deep breath before beginning. "Maria reached out to me a few weeks before she died. She was worried about some things from her past, things she never had the courage to tell anyone, not even you, João." João frowned. "What do you mean? What kind of things?" "Who was it?" Anna asked, concerned. João sighed, rubbing his face with his hands. "It was an old friend of Maria's, Paulo. He wants to meet me to talk about something important." Anna felt a chill. Paulo was someone Maria mentioned occasionally, but Anna never knew much about him. "Do you know what it's about?" João shook his head. "I'm not sure, but it sounded urgent." They arranged to meet Paulo that afternoon at a cafe in downtown Lisbon. When they arrived, Paulo was already there, looking anxious. He stood up to greet them, but there was tension in the air. "Thank you for coming," Paulo said, gesturing for them to sit. "I needed to talk to you about something Maria told me before she passed away." Anna and João exchanged apprehensive looks. "What was it, Paulo?" João asked, his voice laden with concern. Paulo took a deep breath before beginning. "Maria reached out to me a few weeks before she died. She was worried about some things from her past, things she never had the courage to tell anyone, not even you, João." João frowned. "What do you mean? What kind of things?" Paulo hesitated before continuing. "She talked about a relationship she had before meeting you, João. A complicated relationship full of problems. She never fully got over what happened, and it haunted her." Anna felt her heart race. "Paulo, please be more specific. What exactly happened?" Paulo looked around as if afraid of being overheard. "She had an affair with a married man. It was something that left her deeply scarred. She told me she felt a lot of guilt over it and thought she needed to tell you before she left, but she never found the strength." João was silent for a long moment, processing the information. Anna held his hand, trying to offer some comfort. João, this doesn't change who Maria was to you. We all have our secrets and our mistakes. Paulo nodded. She also asked me to give this to you, he said, pulling an envelope from his pocket. It's a letter she wrote, but never had the courage to give you. João took the envelope with trembling hands. Thank you, Paulo. This means a lot to us. Back at the apartment, they sat on the couch and opened the envelope together. The letter was written in Maria's careful handwriting, each word filled with emotion. Dear João and Anna, if you are reading this, it means Paulo finally found the courage to give you this letter. There is something I need to confess. Before I met João, I had a relationship with a married man. It was a very difficult and confusing time in my life, and I carry a lot of guilt for it. I never had the courage to tell anyone because I am deeply ashamed. I hope you can understand that we all make mistakes, and that those mistakes do not define who we are. I love you both with all my heart and want you to know that the moments I shared with João were the happiest of my life. With love, Maria. Tears streamed down Anna's face as she read the letter aloud. João was beside her, absorbing every word. I had no idea, he murmured, his voice choked. But this doesn't change what I felt for her. We all have our pasts, and she was an incredible person despite everything. Anna hugged João, feeling his pain as if it were her own. We'll get through this together, João. Maria wanted us to continue our lives, even with these shadows from the past. In the following days, the revelation about Maria's past hung over them like a cloud. Anna and João knew they needed to face these secrets and their implications, but they also realized it brought them closer together. Their conversations became deeper, and their trust in each other grew. One afternoon, while walking through the park, João stopped and looked into Anna's eyes. Anna, I'm starting to understand that Maria's life was more complex than I imagined, but this doesn't change the fact that I want to move forward with you. Let's honor her memory, but also build our own story. Anna smiled, feeling a wave of hope. Yes, João, let's move forward together, learning from the past, but focused on the future. Despite the shadows of the past still present, Anna and João found a new strength in their relationship. Each day brought new challenges and revelations, but they were determined to face everything together, building a new beginning from the ashes of the past. The days passed slowly, but the weight of the revelations about Maria's past still hung over Anna and João. Every morning, they tried to resume their routines, finding comfort in each other. Amid the difficulties, they decided to find a way to reconnect with the city and Maria's memories, taking advantage of the nostalgic beauty of Lisbon's trams. One morning, as they prepared to leave, João suggested a tram ride. How about we take the 28? Maria loved this line. We can ride through the city and reflect on everything a bit. Anna agreed, feeling that the ride might offer the solace they both needed. Lisbon's Line 28 was famous for its picturesque routes, passing through historic neighborhoods and offering stunning views of the city. They took the tram at Martim Moniz Square, sitting side by side, feeling the smooth and rhythmic movement of the tram as it made its way through the narrow streets. These rides always give me a sense of peace, Anna said, looking out the window. It's like time stops for a moment. João smiled, agreeing. Yes, there's something comforting about the tram's steady rhythm, and knowing Maria loved this makes me feel closer to her. As the tram climbed the hills and descended through the alleys, they passed familiar landmarks that brought back shared memories with Maria. The Castelo de São Jorge appeared in the distance, imposing and full of history. Anna remembered a sunny afternoon when the three of them had explored the castle, laughing and taking pictures. João, do you remember that time at the castle when Maria insisted on taking a photo at every tower? Anna asked, smiling at the memory. João laughed. How could I forget? She was so happy, and we ended up with more photos than we could count. She had a way of making every moment feel special. They continued the ride, immersed in memories and the silent comfort of being together. The tram took them to the Alfama neighborhood, with its winding, charming streets. They got off at Lisbon Cathedral, the majestic cathedral Maria loved to visit. "Walking around here always makes me feel at home," Anna said as they climbed the cathedral steps. Maria had a special connection to this place. João agreed, looking at the cathedral with a thoughtful expression. She said the history and architecture made her feel connected to something bigger. "I think she found inner peace here." After some time at the cathedral, they decided to return to the tram and continue the ride. The route took them to the Graça neighborhood, where they stopped at one of Maria's favorite viewpoints. The panoramic view of Lisbon was breathtaking, and they sat in silence, absorbing the beauty of the moment. "Anna," João said, breaking the silence, "I think these tram rides are more than just a way to remember Maria. They help us find balance, a way to move forward without forgetting the past." Anna nodded, holding his hand. "Yes, João. It's like each ride gives us a new perspective, reminding us that life goes on and we can find happiness in the small things." As the sun began to set, they decided to take the tram back to the city center. The sky was tinted orange and pink, and the city lights began to turn on, creating a magical atmosphere. On the way back, they passed through some of the oldest and most charming neighborhoods, each turn and stop bringing new memories and reflections. "I think we need to do this more often," Anna said, looking at João. "These rides help us remember Maria in a positive way, but they also allow us to create our own memories." João smiled, agreeing. "Yes, Anna. Let's keep exploring the city together, finding comfort and joy in the small things. Maria would be happy to see us like this." The tram made its last stop of the day, and Anna and João got off, feeling a little lighter, a little more connected. They walked hand in hand through the streets of Lisbon, now illuminated by the nightlights, with the distant sound of the tram still echoing in their hearts. The night was peaceful, and they knew they still had a long way to go, full of challenges and uncertainties. But they also knew that together they could find strength and solace, building a new future while honoring the memories of the past. And so, amid the shadows of the past and the promises of the future, Anna and João continued their journey one step at a time, guided by the tram tracks and the love they shared. The tram rides brought some peace to Anna and João, but the tranquility was often interrupted by doubts and the growing external pressure. Friends and family, though well-intentioned, couldn't hide their concerns and opinions about their relationship. One cold morning, while having coffee in the kitchen, Anna received a message from her cousin Clara. "Can we meet today? We need to talk," the message read. Anna sighed, knowing another difficult conversation was coming. "João, my cousin Clara wants to meet me today. I think she wants to talk about us," Anna said, stirring her coffee with some apprehension. João nodded, trying to hide his own worry. "I understand, Anna. These conversations are inevitable. I just hope we can make them understand." Later that afternoon, Anna met Clara at a cafe near the Tagus River. Clara was a straightforward person, and Anna knew the conversation wouldn't be easy. After a brief greeting, Clara got straight to the point. "Anna, I'm worried about you. This whole situation with João, it's happening too fast. Don't you think you're rushing things?" Clara asked, her eyes filled with genuine concern. Anna took a deep breath before responding. "Clara, I understand your concern, but João and I are trying to do the best we can in a very difficult situation. Maria wanted us to take care of each other, and we're trying to honor that." Clara frowned. "I know Maria asked that, but don't you think you might be confusing grief with love? This isn't healthy for either of you." Anna felt a wave of frustration. "Clara, we're supporting each other, and yes, maybe we're mixing our feelings, but we're learning and growing together." Meanwhile, João was at home, trying to concentrate on work, but the worry about Anna and Clara's conversation distracted him. The doorbell rang, and he went to answer. It was Marcos, a longtime friend, with a serious expression. "João, we need to talk," said Marcos, entering without waiting for a formal invitation. "I'm worried about you, man. Since Maria passed, you've been making decisions well, that don't seem like yours." João frowned. "Marcos, what do you mean by that?" Marcos sighed. "I know it's tough, but you and Ana together, it seems like a reaction to grief, not a genuine relationship. Have you thought about that?" João felt his frustration growing. "Marcos, I know it seems strange to everyone, but Ana and I find comfort in each other. We're trying to understand our feelings." Marcos shook his head, worried. "I just don't want you to get hurt even more, João. Losing Maria was already a huge blow. I don't want to see you make a mistake because of the pain." After these difficult conversations, Ana and João met at home, both visibly shaken. They sat at the kitchen table where so many important conversations had already taken place. "Clara thinks we're rushing things," Ana said, breaking the silence. "She thinks we're confusing grief with love." João nodded with a tired look. Marcos said practically the same thing. He thinks we're making decisions based on pain, not our true feelings. Ana held João's hand, trying to find comfort. "João, what are we going to do? I know we're trying our best, but all this pressure, it's too much." João looked at her, his eyes reflecting the same confusion and uncertainty she felt. "Ana, we need to be honest with each other. We need to talk about our feelings, our doubts." Ana agreed. "Yes, João, we need to talk about this. I feel like I love you, but I'm also scared. I don't want to lose you or dishonor Maria's memory." João squeezed her hand tighter. "I love you too, Ana. But we have to be honest about what we really feel. Maybe we should consider taking some time to reflect, to make sure we're together for the right reasons." Ana felt tears welling up in her eyes. "I don't want to lose you, João. But you're right. We need to understand our feelings before moving forward." They decided to spend some time apart, reflecting on their feelings and decisions. João went to stay with his mother for a few days, seeking advice and comfort. Ana stayed home, trying to find clarity amidst the confusion. The nights were lonely, and they both felt each other's absence, but they knew this time for reflection was necessary. As she walked through the neighborhood one afternoon, Ana found herself lost in thought. The streets of Lisbon, which once seemed full of promise, were now shrouded in uncertainty. She knew she needed to face her doubts and fears to understand what she truly wanted. João, on the other hand, spent the days talking with his mother, trying to find answers. "Mom, do you think I'm doing the right thing?" he asked, feeling vulnerable. Dona Teresa looked at him lovingly. "João, only you can decide that. Love and grief are complicated feelings, but if you and Ana truly love each other, you will find a way to make it work. Just give yourselves the time and space you need." The days of reflection brought more questions than answers, but Ana and João knew they needed these answers to move forward. They had faced many difficulties together, and now they needed to face their own doubts to discover if the love they felt was strong enough to overcome everything. With a heavy heart, Ana knew the next step would be crucial. She needed to meet João again, talk honestly, and decide their future. With many doubts and hopes, Ana prepared for the reunion that would define the next chapter of their lives. After a few days apart, Ana and João decided to meet in the park where they had spent so many happy moments with Maria. The familiar setting provided some comfort amidst their uncertainties. The air was cold, and the fallen leaves formed a golden carpet under their feet as they walked silently to a bench near the lake. "Ana, I feel that this time apart helped me reflect a lot," João began, looking at the lake. "But it also made me realize how much I miss you. Despite all the doubts, I don't want to lose you." Ana felt a mix of relief and anxiety. "João, I also realize that I need you, but I still have so many questions and uncertainties. We need to be honest with each other about everything." João nodded. "Yes, Ana, we need to talk about our pasts, and our feelings. I think it's time to be completely open. Anna took a deep breath. João, I never told you about a relationship I had before I met Maria. It was a complicated period in my life, and I was always afraid of how it might affect our relationship. João looked at her, his eyes full of curiosity and concern. Anna, what happened? She hesitated for a moment before starting. Before I met Maria, I was in a relationship with an older man. He was married, and I knew it was wrong, but I was blinded by love. When I found out he would never leave his wife, I ended everything, but the guilt and regret followed me for a long time. João held her hand, feeling the pain in her words. Anna, we all make mistakes. I understand how difficult that must have been for you. She continued, her voice trembling. I was always afraid you would judge me for it, but I needed to be honest. And now, with everything we've discovered about Maria's past, I feel I need to be even more open. João smiled slightly. Thank you for sharing that with me, Anna. I also have something I need to confess. Anna felt her heart race. What is it, João? He looked at the ground, taking a deep breath. Before I met Maria, I was engaged to another woman. Her name was Helena. Our relationship was intense, but we ended bitterly when I found out she was cheating on me. It left a deep scar, and I think I never fully got over it. Anna squeezed his hand, feeling the pain he carried. João, I'm sorry you went through that, but I'm here for you, just as you are for me. João looked at her, his eyes full of sincerity. Anna, we both have our pasts and our regrets, but I believe we can find a way to overcome this together. As they talked, they realized that the painful revelations about their pasts didn't push them apart, but brought them closer. The brutal honesty and shared vulnerability created a new foundation of trust and understanding. João, I know the past can be heavy, but I believe we can build something new together. Something based on truth and love, Anna said, with tears in her eyes. João nodded with a sad smile. Yes, Anna, let's use these experiences to become stronger. We need time and patience, but I know we can make this work. The following days were a constant exercise in communication and understanding. They decided to seek counseling to help them deal with their pasts and build a healthier future together. The therapy sessions were intense but extremely helpful, allowing them to explore their emotions and find ways to support each other. During one of these sessions, João shared a dream he had recently. I dreamed of Maria, Anna. She was smiling and looked at peace. She said she was proud of us and that we should keep moving forward, finding happiness together. Anna felt a wave of emotion. I think Maria always wanted that for us. She wanted us to find love and happiness, even without her. As time passed, Anna and João began to see the fruits of their efforts. The difficult conversations and painful revelations turned into opportunities for growth and strengthening their relationship. They started planning small moments together, without the constant shadow of the past, but with the light of hope for the future. On a cold winter afternoon, while walking through the park again, João stopped and looked into Anna's eyes. Anna, I know we have a long road ahead, but I want you to know that I am committed to you, to us. Let's keep working on this, together. Anna smiled, feeling a warmth inside that contrasted with the winter cold. Yes, João, let's continue together, one step at a time. As they walked back, hand in hand, they felt that despite the painful revelations and challenges, they were on the right path. There was hope and love in every step they took, ready to face the future together. The cold winter days dragged on, and with them, Anna felt an increasing weight on her shoulders. Therapy with João was helping, but questions of loyalty and love continued to haunt her. Every step she took beside João was a mix of joy and guilt, a constant balance between her emerging love for him and her unwavering loyalty to Maria's memory. One night, while they were preparing dinner together, Anna could no longer contain her thoughts. João, I need to talk about something that's been bothering me. João stopped chopping the vegetables and looked at her, concerned. Of course, Anna. What's going on? Anna sighed, trying to organize her thoughts. I feel torn, João. I love you, but Maria's memory is always present. I feel like I'm betraying her by allowing myself to be happy with you. João put down the knife and went to her, holding her hands. Anna, I understand. I feel her presence too. But we need to remember that Maria wanted us to be happy. She gave us her blessing, even in her last moments. Anna nodded, but tears began to roll down her face. I know, João, but it's hard. Sometimes I wonder if we're doing the right thing, if we're honoring Maria the way she deserves. João hugged her tenderly, letting her cry on his shoulder. Anna, we are doing our best. We are honoring Maria by living our lives fully, by seeking the happiness she wanted for us. It's not easy, I know, but we need to believe that we are on the right path. In the following days, Anna tried to focus on the small joys and moments she shared with João. They continued their tram rides, each trip bringing a little more peace and understanding. However, the doubt persisted, like a constant shadow. On a particularly cold afternoon, Anna decided to visit Maria's grave. She felt the need to connect with her sister, to seek answers to her doubts. João accompanied her, offering his silent support. Arriving at the cemetery, Anna stood silently in front of Maria's tombstone. The words engraved on the stone seemed to whisper to her, bringing back memories of a life full of love and laughter. Maria, I miss you so much, Anna whispered, her voice choked. I'm trying to be happy, but it's so hard. I need to know if I'm doing the right thing. João stood by her side, holding her hand. Maria, I hope you can hear us. We're trying to honor your wish, but it's a difficult path. If there's any sign, something to show us we're on the right track, we would appreciate it. After a few minutes of silence, Anna felt a gentle breeze caress her face, bringing a sense of calm. She looked at João, their eyes meeting in mutual understanding. Perhaps that was the sign they needed. In the days that followed, Anna dedicated herself to reflecting on her emotions. She spent more time alone, walking through places Maria loved, trying to find answers within herself. On one of these walks, she found herself in the botanical garden where she and Maria used to spend summer afternoons. Sitting on a bench, Anna closed her eyes and let herself be enveloped by the memories. She felt Maria's presence beside her, as if her sister were there, offering comfort and understanding. Maria, I feel like I'm betraying you by loving João, but I also know he makes me happy. How can I balance these feelings? Anna thought in a painful internal monologue. As she walked back home, Anna met Dona Teresa, João's mother. They had grown close over the months, and Anna knew she could count on her wisdom. Dona Teresa, can I talk to you? Anna asked hesitantly. Of course, dear. Let's walk a bit, Dona Teresa replied with a welcoming smile. As they walked through the park, Anna opened her heart, sharing her doubts and conflicts. Dona Teresa listened attentively, her expression showing understanding and empathy. Anna, I perfectly understand your doubts and your sense of loyalty to Maria. She was a daughter to me too, and I miss her every day. But I believe that honoring Maria's memory means living fully, something she always wanted for us, Dona Teresa said in a gentle voice. Anna felt a wave of relief. Do you think I'm doing the right thing by being with João? Dona Teresa stopped and held Anna's hands. Dear, love is never wrong when it is genuine. You and João have found something special, and Maria knew that. She trusted you to take care of each other. Trust yourself and the love you feel. With these words of wisdom, Anna felt a weight lift off her shoulders. She thanked Dona Teresa and returned home with a new determination. She needed to talk to João, to share her thoughts and feelings honestly. That night, sitting on the couch, Anna looked into João's eyes. João, I talked to your mother today, and she helped me see things in a new way. I realized that loving you doesn't mean betraying Maria's memory. We can honor her wish by living our lives fully." João smiled, feeling warmth in his heart. "Ana, I'm here for you, always. Let's face these challenges together, with love and loyalty. Maria will always be in our hearts, guiding our steps." Despite the doubts and internal conflicts, Ana and João decided to move forward, confident that they were on the right path. The love and loyalty to Maria's memory intertwined, creating new hope for the future they were building together. One sunny morning, while having coffee on João's apartment balcony, Ana looked at him, her eyes shining with determination. "João, we've been through so much together. I think it's time we decide what we want for our future." João smiled, holding her hand. "I agree, Ana. We need to plan our path. What do you think we should do?" Ana took a deep breath, thinking about Dona Teresa's words and her own reflections. "I think we should move forward, but we need to do it with care and respect for Maria's memory. She will always be a part of us, but we can't let her absence stop us from living fully." João nodded, his eyes full of understanding. "Yes, Ana. We need to find a balance between honoring Maria and building our own life. What do you think about starting to look for a place we can call our own?" Ana smiled, feeling warmth in her heart. "That would be wonderful, João. A place where we can start fresh with our memories and our plans." They spent the following days searching for a new home, visiting neighborhoods and houses in Lisbon that could become the perfect refuge for the beginning of their new life together. Each visit sparked lively discussions about how they would decorate the spaces, where they would put photos of Maria, and how they would create new memories. One afternoon, while walking through a quiet, tree-lined neighborhood, they found a charming house with a small garden in front. "João, look at this house. It's exactly what we were looking for," Ana exclaimed, her eyes sparkling with excitement. João looked at the house, feeling a sense of peace. "Yes, Ana, it feels right. Let's see if we can schedule a visit." The visit to the house confirmed their expectations. The interior was cozy and bright, with enough space for the two of them and the memories they wanted to preserve. After a few days of deliberation, they decided to make an offer. When the offer was accepted, they felt euphoric and full of hope. However, the move brought a new set of challenges. There were many decisions to be made about what to take, what to leave behind, and how to integrate Maria's memories into their new home. One afternoon, while packing, Ana found a box of old photos and decided it was time to organize them. "João, we need to choose some of these photos to put in the new house," Ana said, showing him the box. "Maria is part of our story, and I want her to be present in our new life." João agreed, picking up some photos and smiling at the memories. "Yes, Ana, let's choose the most special ones." As they organized the photos, Ana found a letter she had never seen before. "João, look at this. It's a letter from Maria. It looks like it was written shortly before she passed away." João took the letter, and together they read it in silence. In the letter, Maria expressed her love and hopes for Ana and João's future. She talked about how she wished they would find happiness and continue to take care of each other. Maria's words brought tears to their eyes, but also a deep sense of peace. "Ana, I think this letter is exactly what we needed. Maria gave us her blessing even after her departure," João said, moved. Ana nodded, holding João's hand tightly. "Yes, João, and we will honor her memory by living the life she wished for us." With the new house ready to welcome them, Ana and João began to make plans for the future. They decided to dedicate one room in the house to Maria's memory, a space where they could keep her photos, personal objects, and cherished memories. This room became a sanctuary of love and respect, a constant reminder of Maria's influence in their lives. As they decorated the rest of the house, Ana and João realized they were creating a home that reflected not only the past, but also their hopes and dreams for the future. Every detail, every choice was a step towards a new beginning. One night, After a long day of work on the house, they sat on the living room sofa, exhausted but happy. João looked at Anna, his eyes shining with love and determination. Anna, we're doing it. We're building something beautiful together, and I know Maria is proud of us. Anna smiled, feeling lighter than she had in many months. Yes, João, we are honoring Maria and building our future, and I feel that, with her in our hearts, we can face anything. The days that followed were filled with the joy of new discoveries and the comfort of each other's company. Anna and João began to make more concrete plans for the future, discussing trips they wanted to take, projects they wished to pursue, and dreams they were ready to chase. Despite the difficulties and challenges, the strength of their love and Maria's memory guided them, giving them the certainty that they were on the right path. With hope and optimism, Anna and João prepared to face the future, carrying with them the certainty that true love can heal the wounds of the past and build a promising future.